I haven't been locked. I was just trying to fix that up real quick. Okay.
Hurry up!
No one likes to show off, do they?
Come on, it's just behind the hill.
Whoa.
I heard they're testing something new here.
Yeah, it must be some sort of prototype. Machine of insane power.
Yeah, I hate that interior, y'all. That interior is hideous.
We're ready to go.
The interior is hideous.
In 3, 2, 1. Let's push it to the limit.
What the flip?
The rear don't look bad. How do you feel about those little, those like fog lights?
Newton! Did you feel that?
I'm glad he said, did you hear that? I'm glad he didn't say, did you hear that? Cause he ain't hear shit. I don't know where all this sound is coming from.
I hope so.
These artificial sounds, man. BMW, man, the ultimate job machine. We gonna get to this video. This reveal, it's exciting for two reasons. For one, is to see the build on the i3 again, as I mentioned recently, but also to look over what potentially the actual M3 is gonna look like. Right, the actual M3 most likely is gonna play off of this design. It's gonna look very, very near what we're seeing right now with this electric version, electrified as they say it, version of the M3. So that's why it's like, it's very, to me, it's a big announcement. It's a big reveal. For those two reasons. Now, just looking at the car industry and what we've seen recent, there's been a lot of new reveals, right? A lot of new designs that have been, hitting the surface. We've seen recently the new Q7 by Audi be announced. Looks good in my opinion. Doesn't look bad. The only thing is that it looks like a X7. But other than that, like, the car looks good. I'm not gonna, just because it looks like an X7, I'm not gonna say that it doesn't look good. It looks good. Before that, it's the Ferrari Luce. Is that how you pronounce it? Luce. But basically the electric Ferrari vehicle that's a 4-door, right? I think it's a 4-door, or is it a 2-door? I could be wrong. We might take a look at it soon. Horrendous, hideous vehicle, very hideous. They got fucking Lewis Hamilton there lying about the way the car looks and shit like that, because the brother is on a Ferrari. Terrible. Couldn't be me. I ain't gonna lie. You can't pay me to say lies. Like, especially, you can't pay me to say any lies, but especially a lie like that. Get the fuck out of here. Come on. Other than that, we've seen the reveal of the new Benzes, right? We've seen the new C-Class. We've seen the new i3, which is obviously a more simpler version of what we're seeing right now with this new M3. And then we also seen a reveal of the new AMG GT coupe, the GT 63, or the GT, is it, yeah, the GT 53. But we basically seen that. Hideous. Oh my god, atrocious, man. It's a lot of ugly cars that are being released in today's time, and that's why, again, it's important to see what's going on, because we don't know what times are taking us into, when it comes to the car industry, when it comes to these new releases, these new models. Again, with the times trying to shift more towards pushing us or force feeding us, right, electric vehicles. Hence why we're seeing right now an electric M3, which I think is crazy. So yeah, it's tough, but looking at this, which we'll hit play right now, right? And I'm, well, let's get into the video. Let's get into the video.
This
So we can
isn't
hit a
just
brother
any
talk.
BMW car. this could be one of the most important M cars in the last decades. I have no idea what it looks like, and I genuinely don't know what to expect, but I do know that BMW cannot afford to get this one wrong. So, behind this curtain, we have
It's their first full-on electric M.
the BMW M Concept Neue Klasse. And honestly, this is the first time that I see the car, and wow. I mean, all right, all right, all right. This car, not just the color, but everything about it, like, wow.
I ain't gonna lie. Looking at it right there, let's go back to the other angle. Looking at it right here. Oh damn, what the fuck? My fault, y'all. I'm just trying to back. My fault, y'all.
Car.
Okay, my fault, my fault. Um, yeah, I gotta fix these keys. My bad, y'all. My bad. Um, okay, we're back. So looking at the car, right here, what we got, and they have the E30 right there. I don't know why the hell they got the E30. I guess they show the start all the way to where they're at now. But looking at the vehicle right there, right, and actually I'm gonna let it go a little bit more
Not just
so I
the
can get out
color,
of
but
the
everything
picture.
about it, like,
Actually, I'm
wow.
gonna move myself out of the way. I'm gonna move myself right here, right. Looking at the vehicle right now, right there where it's at, it don't look the worst. It don't look the best, but it don't look the worst. Definitely looks better than what we seen with the i3. The angles on it, right? The aerodynamics on it. It does make it look very, very, very much aggressive, right? That front end don't look bad. That front end don't look bad. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't look bad. The side don't look bad. The wideness on it does not look bad. You know, it doesn't look bad. Does it look like your typical BMW? No, right? It's the aggressiveness within the headlights still seem to be there, right? Um, but no, it does not look like your typical BMW, right? You literally have an E30 right next to it, and they look very, very much. They look very, very different. The wheels which we don't have a close up on, I think they look fire. They're different, right? But they look fire. Um, the seats from what I'm seeing so far look tough, right? They like to have double strap seatbelts. The side view mirrors look good as well too. Look different, right? Real race car vibes. Um, Now that interior from what we already seen in the earlier clip, right? The the fake ass speedometer that they have, like the fucking like the Honda Civic, the Asian Honda Civic that they have it at the fucking top. That shit is hideous, bro. I don't know why they put that shit in here. That shit is hideous. Nobody want to see a runway going along their fucking dash of that, bro. It's terrible. And the new steering wheel is terrible too. We're gonna dig in more into it. So my big pet peeve with this vehicle is the interior. It's the interior. The interior. The exterior look I can come around to. I think I can come around to. Right? Yeah, I hear me compliment it a little bit, right? Just now. The interior, I don't know if I can get with it. I don't know if I can get with it, man. I don't know.
Oh, but you're probably not here to just see my reaction. So to learn more about this car and the design, because of course it's as always very polarizing. I have here with me the head
Bet
of
you this
BMW
motherfucker
M
gonna be
Design,
fast as
Michael
fuck though.
Scully.
Wait till we hear the
Michael, good to
specifics.
see you again.
You too, man.
Honestly, genuine reaction because I truly have not seen the car before. I usually have a chance to get a preview, but wow, I mean, this is absolutely stunning. So without
fantastic. Cool.
any further ado, honestly,
It
let's
look
get
good.
to
It
the
don't
design
look
of the
bad
car.
from the
All right.
outside.
Tell me what was your thinking
Let's
behind
do
it.
it. So I think the last time you and I had a walk around of a car was 2022.
Wait, who the head of BMW design? What's his name?
A car was
Michael Scully. Michael Scully, my brother. My brother Michael Scully. We gotta have a conversation, bro. We gotta have a conversation. It's not bad, but how we go from this to this? It ain't bad, brother. But how we go from an E30 to this new classic design? This ain't it, y'all. This ain't it. This ain't it. And then what we seeing with some of the other leaks, that iX3, I don't know about it. New X5 leaks. I don't know, but again, we tend to go through this. This shit happened with the G80, right? That happened with the G80. Happened with the G90. I like the G90 off the rip though. The G80 I didn't like off the rip. I was not a fan of that big grill. Over time, one of my favorite M3s. Right, one of my favorite M3s. Um, G90. Um, to me, I think it's a top M5. Believe it or not. I think it's a top M5. Not the top M5. My favorite M5 is the F90, but the G90 is not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Um, so Michael Scully, I just feel like we're heading in the wrong direction. Slowly but surely, it just seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. Now, I'm not saying you're doing the worst job. I'm not trying to come at you, my brother. I'm just saying, we gotta listen to the consumers. The consumers are talking, and you gotta listen to them, bro. You gotta hear them out. You gotta hear them out. You gotta hit them out. It's not just you. It's a lot of, it's a lot of the different designs that we're seeing in the market right now. Like I said, Ferrari, Mercedes. The only manufacturer I feel like is getting it right, and they had no choice but to get it right because their numbers have not been well in terms of sales, is Audi. Audi has been doing a good job of that recently. Audi has been doing a good job. That RS5, I think, is one of the best new reveals that we've seen. I know some people don't like it, but I truly, truly enjoy that RS5. I think they made that car look amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
2022 on the roof of the Peterson, right?
Peterson
for the launch of the LMDH
Exactly.
car. Yeah. And it's probably a good segue,
It's
right?
a segue. I mean,
Because, we're talking about from the racetrack to the street.
okay.
Yeah, born on the racetrack, made for the streets. So last time we spoke was talking about a race car. Now we're talking about a concept car, which is getting significantly closer to the streets.
Okay.
And I can tell you all about it.
All right.
Yeah?
So
It looked good
let
from
me
this
start with the
angle,
front
y'all. I
end, right?
can't
I mean,
lie.
clearly
I
you can see
can't
the
lie.
influence of Neue Klasse, right? I mean, I've seen the i3 and a zero, so clearly that was the starting point, but it's
got a
got
little
M all over it
a
now.
little
And,
M
and,
logo
and I'm
right
going to
there.
start
That's
with,
tough.
before we talk about that part, let's start with this.
And this
Like,
illuminator, that's tough.
why?
That's a cooling
That's tough.
outlet for our electric
Like I said, the
powertrain. We've got 4
aerodynamics
electric motors
for
on
this
each corner.
vehicle aren't bad.
And actually, the care and feeding of those motors is, from a cooling standpoint, significant.
Okay.
So you can see pretty large apertures in the front of the car, and also in a way to exhaust that air here with a natural negative pressure area, right? And so if we look, for example, at the E30 here, which has an internal combustion engine, obviously, and like many BMWs and many M cars, has a power dome.
Okay.
Yeah, to pronounce that inline internal combustion engine. But here, we have an entirely different powertrain. So our icons now reflect the powertrain. And that's the important thing, is that we're transitioning to a different powertrain, and we should therefore then transition maybe to different icons. So this is one, the cooling outlet. One kind of cool aspect of it is it's got 3 elements.
Greatness doesn't happen by chance.
I know how you go from this to that. One of the best X5,
Find your
probably
drive
the
at
best
the
X5.
BMW Ultimate Sales Event on now. Lease the BMW X5 for $869 per month.
And we're going to this.
3 outlets.
Because of M?
Because of the 3 bars
Of
on
course,
the logo.
there's always
Thank you,
a
my friend.
connection.
Thank you. Good work. Good
I'm
work.
spending a lot of time with you guys.
Yeah,
I'm learning
yeah.
about this. But let me stop you for 1 second. I guess clearly visually you can notice it, and it's a styling piece, but it's also the philosophy of BMW design that function over form, right? And in this case, you already talked about the cooling and all of it, but we have to mention that it was not just a styling exercise, but really
not at all. No,
you need to, because I'm assuming, we don't know power and all of that today,
Right.
but I'm assuming this will be a beast.
It fundamentally improves the cooling efficiency.
Okay.
So everything we do, when we talk about aerodynamics and design, it's the real stuff. It's the stuff that works. It's not a cosmetic application. Yeah, that's a very important point as we go forward.
Okay.
The authenticity is here 100% from the beginning.
Okay.
And that's a really important point.
Very good point. But now let's talk about the front end, right?
Yep.
So
you see the yellow icons.
Yes.
And the yellow icons are super important because I like to think about it almost like a person, right? Like when you want to judge the mood of a person, how do you tell? You look at them in the eyes,
Okay.
right? And that's how I tell if you're focused or you're determined or if you're sad or happy, whichever. And these yellow icons bring the eyes outward. They pronounce the wheels and the width of the car, but they also bring that forward determined focus. And that forward purposeful look is super, super critical to whatever we do
And
at
like
M.
the yellow DRLs look good,
Flanking
man.
those
They
yellow
always will.
icons are the track lights. And
Okay.
these track lights, I mentioned already our LMP8
Oh, track
car.
lights is what they're
So
considered.
for the World Endurance Championship in Hypercar and in IMSA GT.
They look good. They're
You'll
different, but
notice
look good.
it has the same cubic track lights within the light cluster. And so that's functionally driven, again.
Okay.
And
I ain't gonna lie, from this angle, this
light
should
is
look
talked about a lot in car design these
a
days.
little funny.
And some people like to call it the new chrome.
Okay.
Right? But M doesn't really do chrome. So
you use light.
how do we use light?
Okay.
And where we landed on that question was, if it brings a legitimate purpose, like enhances the driver's capability, let's do it.
Okay.
But if it's extra or decorative, we don't do it.
So function over form.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah. So aerodynamics, super important. So you'll notice a very pronounced front splitter.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Yeah. And that front splitter is supported by a different bumper construction. So, for example, we've got one hull, two hulls, three hulls. So what we call a trimaran bumper construction.
Got it.
And that is also important because this splitter needs structural support, right? Because it's generating a lot of downforce. So we have a new bumper construction called trimaran. We've got the track lights at the outer corners, the yellow icons, which happen to have their roots not only in M special models, but also in motorsport.
Okay.
You know, in the US,
yellow lights,
GTD class signifies the class for the GT3, M4 GT3.
GT3, yeah.
Yeah. And so we're, again, on message from a motorsport standpoint.
Yeah.
But let me show you some other aspects that are...
But let me ask you one more thing before you go. So this is the new material, right? I've read about this. So it's not carbon fiber anymore.
It's natural fiber.
It's natural fiber.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's something that you know you communicated already, and that's something that we might see in the future on M
So
cars.
no
So
more
that's
carbon
important to show
fiber?
because it doesn't like carbon fiber. But before we go there, like I want to ask about these elements here because I literally just saw the car right now. So now I'm like seeing things. So M logo in there once again, but they also have these three lights in there, which kind of like M probably style because of that.
Again,
anything else that I'm missing there? That
it's the three segments of the logo.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. And if you step back from the car, it does create, let's say, a more traditional kidney read within the larger kidney. So that's something that if you compare to Neue Klasse treatment, for example, a little bit different in layout, but again, helps pronounce the...
But it's funny when you step back because now I get to see, now I see a racing car in it more than I see when I get from up close. And I see a little bit of like the racing cars like the GT3s or the LMDG in there clearly. I mean, even the kidney design, it's a little bit, you know...
Yeah, from this angle, it doesn't look
like
bad,
down a little bit.
A little more determined, right? Yeah, exactly.
From this angle, like, it doesn't look bad. I really want to get a better look at the rear, and I want to go into the interior. We're gonna see.
Strong inclined lines brings it forward in the center. So, and when it brings it forward, if you look here from the side, talk about shark nose.
Yeah.
So this point is far ahead of this
I
point.
might need some
And
coffee.
it gives it that kind of urging forward. Yeah. And that's
I don't
super
know. I don't know how I
important,
feel
again,
about
because
it,
the intent
man.
of the
Look,
car
from
is
this
to
angle, I'm not
certainly
sure
go
how I
forward.
feel about the
Even before we move
vehicle.
to the sides, I mean, honestly,
Like a
the
Roblox car,
fenders
man.
at the front, they're
Shit
clearly
like it's
wider
straight
than
out
on
the Sims.
A3. I mean, I'm not sure by how much, but
Straight out of
They're
a racing game with no
And
rights to actual
when I talked
manufacturers.
before about pronouncing the new electrified powertrain,
Bro,
the
like,
wheels are also a part of it. We have 4 electric motors at each wheel. So push them out, pronounce it, just like a power dome may have in the past to pronounce where the engines are. We are also with fenders. But the fenders are a really important reference that maybe I could make.
it's probably gonna
here.
grow on
Look
me
at
over
these wheels
time,
nowadays.
but I mean, I'm never gonna fuck with
I'm
like
getting
the
back to
the
the
electric the electric portion of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's good. So E30.
That I will
You know
never
the
get with,
story,
but I'm curious
right?
to see what the
These widened fenders
the
were
engine
added
version's
for
gonna look
racing
like, for
purposes 'cause
sure.
the racing team wanted a wider track, right? But the regulations required that be available to customers.
Okay.
So from the very, very beginning of the M3, it was actually for a racing purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. So then look at this fender construction, what I would describe maybe as a box flare construction.
And you can come closer, take
Yeah.
a look. Actually, I'm going to tell our video guy to come closer because it's actually more interesting when you point out to it and actually say it.
Yeah.
So this part right there, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So here's our box flare fender construction, and then come over here.
And you can move around with us.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better that way.
And
Perfect.
here,
Yep.
same sectional treatment, right?
Gotcha.
So more integrated for sure, but paying homage to where we came from.
This angle
And
I could rock with.
The cool thing is where we came
This
from.
shit look
it
tough on
was
this
done
angle. I ain't gonna
for a
front.
racetrack.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. This shit probably
We-
gonna
we
grow
will
on
draw
me.
parallel at some
I
point
ain't
because
gonna
I also
lie. It
wanna
don't
talk
look that
about
bad.
the,
It don't look
2.5
bad. It
box
don't
design
look
and all
that
that at
bad.
some point. Let's start
It
with
don't
the
look that
wheels. I mean,
bad.
this is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a functional piece or
It is.
is it
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. So motorsport.
You're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 44. Since the beginning of the internet, there's never been such a
It doesn't look bad, y'all. It doesn't look bad. I'm not gonna lie. I think it will grow on me. Curious to see what the again the engine version is gonna look like. If it's
So,
gonna look exactly
blue
like
on
this
this
with an
side.
engine.
Okay.
Indicates in
It'll probably
motorsports,
grow on
this is
me.
a kind of a known coating, let's say.
Obviously, I don't
is
think it's
on
gonna
the
have all
right
these
side,
aerodynamics
blue.
components.
On the left side, it's red. And
Um,
what that does is
No symmetry.
Saying I do
Okay.
things
it
different,
indicates
slightly
the
different.
direction of the threads. So on this side,
You know,
it
support
has,
the engine combustion.
clockwise threads.
Other
So
than
you
that,
always tighten to the rear. That's the easiest way
the
to
interior I'm
remember
never
it.
gonna get with.
So on this
Interior I'm
side,
never gonna get with.
anti-clockwise threads, and that's why it's important for the race teams to have a color coding, is to know very quickly what direction of the threads. So we've implemented that here. Also on the wheels, you know, for example, the very classic cross spoke pattern here, but the cross spokes have now been integrated not only with cross spokes, but also much larger geometries that run through the wheel. And so for us, that modernizes it.
Very cool.
So
Sport
motorsport,
Cup 2
yep.
tires, of course.
Yeah.
You need
Yep,
that for
yep,
the
yep.
stickiness.
Yeah, it's got proper grip. And
Okay.
It's got proper downforce as well. So I'll show you a little bit more about that in just a bit.
There's so much.
But also on the motorsport aspect, you'll notice this underslung mirrors.
Yeah, those
right?
mirrors is
And
tough.
this
I ain't gonna
underslung
lie.
mirrors, if you look at our
The
DTM
mirrors is
car
tough.
or GTE car, for example, this underslung cradle
Yeah.
gives a chance to actually influence the flow of the air down the body side of the car.
Aerodynamic
right?
properties.
And as you know, M cars typically have a hook on the mirror, and it usually points back towards center line. But now it's been turned vertically.
Okay.
Because from an efficiency standpoint, this is actually more effective.
Really?
So when we talk about electrified mobility, we're looking for every efficiency, and we're bringing that into every solution.
So it's crazy how much time you spend on a little piece like this just to improve probably the coefficient drag by a tiny bit, but you spend. I
Exactly.
mean, and this is also once again that same
That's the
material that you
natural
see, right?
fiber.
The natural fiber right there.
Exactly. Yep.
I have to get used to the natural fiber, no more carbon fiber, natural fiber. But very cool looking mirror. As always, concept cars have amazing mirrors. And I always say this: I wish there'd be street legal too, because some of the mirrors that you guys do, if there is one thing that little design never fails, like wheels and mirrors. You know, the other parts maybe sometimes they're controversial, but wheels and mirrors the best.
Yeah.
Anyway, so before we talk about anything else, what's this color? Because I can't even tell. I mean, it's
called Monza Red.
Monza red. Okay,
Yep.
from the
The color
racetrack,
looks
I guess.
nice.
So
The color looks nice.
I guess
Draw
I'm
your
not a
own
fan of
reaction,
red
but-
Monza
on
red,
vehicles,
okay.
but
it's
it
not-
looks
not
good.
Really,
Topic.
it's
Yeah.
not really red, right? I mean, it's
It's pretty red.
it too, yeah.
It's what I will say is that it is astounding how it changes with
changes.
different lights.
Ah, okay, so maybe
And
that's why.
depending on the color of the light that you put on it, it has quite a variance. Let's
I actually
say,
like it
which
because
is-
it looks
which is
more
very
pink
cool.
now. So to me, it actually looks cooler this way because I love reds. Don't get me wrong, like I love this one. But this one,
Yeah.
it's really cool, especially with the yellow lights and everything
Yeah,
else. So
yeah.
fantastic. But
Cool.
tell me more about the size. So I see the rocker
Yeah,
panel.
so pronounced rocker because we have serious underbody aerodynamics on the car. The car is very drivable. Let me put it that way. Some concept cars aren't.
Okay.
This one certainly is because for M, we wouldn't do it any other way. You see those fenders again popped out, real more kind of sensual muscle combined with that crisp line. But again, pulled out.
How do I open the rear door?
Just touch that.
Ah, look at
Yep.
this. It's new.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
open it in one
Yeah,
second.
we can do it on the other side if you want.
Gotcha. So now also, I mean, let's talk about this as well on this side. You also have this winglet, which we've seen actually, well, we've seen it on concept cars. We might see it on other cars too, basically, but that's kind of the same idea, right? So I'm assuming from a design perspective, you want something that's cleaner, like on the side, and also probably for aerodynamic properties too, a little bit.
I mean, one of the fundamental things about this car is we're looking for every reduction we can find down to what we call intelligent reduction, down to really the performance requirement.
Okay.
And so if we can avoid extra stuff, we do.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's
Now,
clean as it can be.
you're pretty famous for that Seekler line, basically, which tends to run from the front all the way to the back. But here, what I see this crease, like you mentioned, very nice, emphasizing the width of the car. But then it kind of stops, but it kind of starts here, continues. So it kind of fades in, but then it goes back. What's the idea there? But also, what does that line do?
The
as
wineness
well,
on the
because that's more
wrist.
pronounced.
Well, the body
It's
side
nice.
is very much in line with our other Neue Klasse.
Trying to figure out like what would be my
concepts, for example.
favorite
So
look
very
from this
little
vehicle.
forward
Would it be the
axis
front, the
in a
rear?
lower, let's say, diamond line. So that's really not where
The
we
seats are nice though.
tried to reinvent things for M. It was more about the treatment of where the sources of power are, which are on the wheels, and to give that musculature.
But this crease is kind of the same angle, the same scoopness as the i3, or roughly?
I mean, it's in a similar constellation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, it just looks a little bit more aggressive on that.
Yeah.
On
I
this
mean, the
one.
car has a lot of rake forward, right?
Yeah.
And that's
So maybe that's why.
one of the great things when you get back from the car and you got a little more time, you can see it really.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Give me 1 second. But yo, I ain't gonna lie. It's like I got mixed feelings about this vehicle. When we look at it again, just looking at it right now from this angle, certain angles I'm like, yo, that should look low heat tough. Certain angles I'm like, nah, this should look like a Roblox vehicle. But
Really has
I don't
this
know. I think it's gonna be
forward
something that may
inclination, and,
grow.
I think that
grow
talks
on me.
about movement.
All right, so now let's turn the corner on to see from that angle, because it's a little bit dark there. So I'm assuming it makes more sense.
It also
so
has
let's
those
do that.
track lights
Then
in the
we
back.
can talk about it.
Yeah.
So before
I'm
you
not
go
a
into
fan
the
of track lights.
detail,
Well, no,
let
they
me,
look tough. They look
observe a
tough
little
in
bit,
there.
because it is something else. I mean, I can
That
clearly
rear
see your vision
diffuser's-
here
that's
when it
tough
comes to
too.
motorsport and racing. I mean, starting with that diffuser, but also, I mean, even this ducktail, I guess, a
Ducktail,
little
yep,
bit, right? I mean,
exactly.
it reminds me of the M2 CS right now.
I
in
like
a
that. I
way.
like that a
So-
lot.
so
I love that
I'm gonna
ducktail on
stop.
it.
You tell me what we're looking
love
at
it.
here.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, we know, of
The
course,
rear looks
that
very
M
aggressive, man.
in an internal combustion world means 4
I'm liking
exhaust
it.
pipes. Yeah. But here, obviously, now that our powertrain is different, we felt that it was important to respond to the powertrain with a new icon, and that would be aerodynamic functionality.
Okay.
So we have, again, the trimaran bumper construction.
Yeah.
So center pillar supporting this floating airfoil, but very strong diffuser tunnels and strakes moving through it to create quite a lot of downforce.
Yeah.
It's aggressive, but of course with downforce typically comes drag.
Okay.
So that's actually one of the reasons why we have this airfoil across the back is to help manage the airflow a bit better and put things back together, so that we don't have a huge drag penalty when we have the downforce. But the downforce is super important together with the ducktail.
I love the
because
detail. I love the detail.
That's what brings you to new places as a driver, right? Like when you have that downforce, you can do things in that car which aren't physically possible without it, right? And as a racing driver myself, that's one of the most intoxicating feelings that you can get, and rewarding feelings.
Pretty aggressive. I love it. I actually like it how it's integrated with this valley. You know, a lot more aggressive, and it really, really stands out.
And
on
the,
it.
I
and the
agree.
surfaces are quite monolithic.
I agree.
You know, and clean.
Yeah.
And trying to again reduce down to the bare essentials and make this statement about this is a purposeful car.
Now tell me about the taillights, because I can see them. They're different than on the i3 also.
Yep. So reduced lighting signature, reduced but precise, I think is the important thing. But then as you start to look at it a bit more, you notice again 3 segments. So BMW logo.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And I know you guys use precise quite a bit. I know I was talking to Oliver also, like on the i3, but if you were to transfer that into layman terms for regular people, what do you mean by precise?
Yeah, the crispness of lines, the precision of manufacture, let's say.
And I'm assuming these are things that are not easy to always make in production, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And when you reduce things, to be able to still have it be bold.
Okay.
And typically, when you reduce and take things away, you maybe lose some detail that might have like an importance. So it's a selective, let's say, reduction, but an intelligent reduction. And that's how we've approached the taillights. Yep, matching.
Okay,
track
connect
lights
to the front.
to the front.
Okay.
Exactly. And
And let me step back because I
Yeah,
want to see
step
it from the
back,
rear like a
because
little bit
you-
because
you'll
I guess
see
see
it-
then you get to appreciate. I mean,
Yeah.
it's quite wide. I
it
mean,
really
you can see those
pronounces
hips.
the stance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good
And
from
I
the
don't think
rear,
I've seen
man.
that
I think
many,
that's the
that
best.
wider hips.
That
than-
might
than
be
on
that might be
BMW
the
1. And I literally
best
just looked at my car the
aspect
other
of the
day after a
vehicle
while, and
in
that's the
regards
one car that
to
has
the
like
exterior,
kind of
in regards to the
stupid
entire
wide
vehicle.
hips, But this one, it's massive.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's got
Excuse
muscle.
me,
It's
Lord have
got
mercy.
no question, muscle and stance, but it's very purposeful and agile at the same time. And I think that's the tricky bit usually is having that muscularity, but also have that agility. And
that diffuser, I mean, honestly, like I truly hope that
They look
we
good.
will see
They
that
look
in a
good.
production car one day, because that is just something it's really, really amazing. And it makes sense, as we move into territory of cars with a lot of horsepower, you're starting to look at
Now
solutions that
they're
make sense.
classifying it as a concept car. No. First look at the next BMW M3. Yeah, so this is what we'll be seeing hit the streets very, very soon.
yeah,
Like on the road too, not just on the track, and you
Exactly.
need that downforce for sure.
Exactly.
What
Yeah.
else are we looking at the rear before we talk about the roof? Because we haven't
So we've
talked
got
about
the
that.
roof graphic,
Okay.
which M bars, and the roof again is natural fiber.
Okay.
And if you can get up pretty close to it here, and you see the pattern, it actually has kind of a digital aspect to it
Okay.
that maybe a carbon weave might not. And the important thing to mention here with the natural fiber is that it's not a mimicking of carbon.
Okay.
It's a replacement.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you say replay, I was going to ask you this: what are the benefits of using natural
Yeah,
fiber
natural
over
fiber
carbon,
versus
aside
carbon,
from
yeah.
clearly CO2 and all of that?
That's
I'm
the main
curious.
benefit. So
Okay.
we were able to achieve very similar strength and stiffnesses
Okay.
to carbon, but with 40% less CO2 in the production process.
Okay.
And that's a pretty significant thing.
It is. Could you also style the carbon in different, the natural fiber in different design? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so you could have different patterns.
This is our proprietary weave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weave. That's a good. Okay.
Yeah, and very intentional to stay a bit on the digital side. But again, it's functionally driven. So for example, like the level of semi-matte or semi-gloss,
Yeah.
however you want to phrase it, with the composite part, the shinier it gets, the heavier it gets.
Okay.
Because it's just extra
Yeah,
resin
so layers
and
on
clear
top of
coat
it.
and
Yeah,
things like that.
clear coat, yeah.
And again, with this car, if you go look at a race car, it's not going to have the super shiny composite parts on it. It's because
Man, that shit looks
this is what's
tough. I
required
can't
for
front y'all. The more and more,
and
I'm saying here
lightweight.
looking at it.
And again,
It look
we've
alright.
embraced every
It
opportunity
look
to follow that
alright.
path.
Gotcha. So before we move inside, because I'm dying to see
Yeah.
inside as well. Let's talk about the
I'm
parallel.
not
I'm going to
dying
come
to see
around.
that
Let's talk about the
inside.
parallel between the two cars. Aside from the obvious thing that we've talked about, what else can you say?
The rear
okay, this is what
is mean on
this car
that
pays
shit though. I
homage
ain't gonna
to
lie,
that
man.
one. So wheels and fender, we've
The
talked
rear
about
is
it.
mean
Yeah,
on that.
the front fender is definitely the most, let's say, explicit example of paying homage to this. But I think the rest of it is almost more in the spirit.
Nah, that car
or
look
the
beastie.
character of the
I ain't
car.
gonna
But that's
front.
the 2.5 box design. I guess that's something you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
keep. So
yeah.
like someone asked me the other day, like, what's a 2.5 box design versus like a
Right.
3-box design?
Right.
We're getting philosophical here.
Sure. Yeah. So if you look here, you'll see the C-pillar comes down to a relatively short deck lid, right?
Okay.
So if the deck lid was lower and longer, you would technically have a 3-box.
A 3-box design. Okay.
Right? But this higher, which gives a bit more rake, it also happens to be more aerodynamic, and shorter gives it that kind of wedge forward orientation.
Okay, that makes
and
sense now.
It really helps. Yeah.
Got it.
And it's, from a BMW perspective, together with the Hofmeister and this whole constellation, that is a very sacred constellation for us.
And I guess, I mean, I've noticed that immediately. I didn't even ask, but that's always something that people want to see. The Hofmeister King should never die because it's such an iconic element, and people don't realize how iconic that is till you actually see from the side when it's not there anymore. Yeah. But I also love how you've done this. Also, like once again, fading a little bit here. This
move around in the light. You'll see where that line goes. I mean, it does follow all the way around.
Okay,
I can see it now.
Down and through to here.
So that's kind of the line.
There's a nice rhythm.
So should we open the door?
Go for
it, my friend.
So
same typical.
Yeah, I'll meet you around the other side.
All right, let's do that.
Right.
Look at this.
With the American Express Platinum
That
card,
the,
you can
the
unlock
interior
experiences
is
like
hideous,
no other.
man.
Find out
I don't
your
want to hear nothing from nobody. That is what would turn me away from. Like if the M3 looks exactly like this, and we had the same interior, um, yeah, I'm not jacking it.
To be driven right now.
Look at like look at this shit right here, bro. Where's my speedometer, bro? Where's my speedometer, bro? Why is it all the way back over there? Why does it look like a Prius? Why does it look like an 8th gen Civic? Why, bro? This is a BMW. A BMW M3. You feel me? Like, if this better just be just the electric vehicle. I don't want to see the engine version of this consist of this same interior. I do not. I already don't like the screen. I already don't like the steering wheel. And then you fucking removed my speedometer and put it nearly outside of the windshield. Like, bro, what are we doing? What's the what's the point of heads up display? What like what are we doing, bro? What are we doing, BMW? What are we doing, bro? This ain't it, bro. This ain't it. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Anybody that sits here and gas this shit up, bro, this is not it, bro. Go get a Prius.
Anybody see me here? No one.
Go get a Prius.
No, Christian is always watching me. You know, he's always in charge of the concept cars, watching me. Okay, so we had to stop the camera for a second to move the car around.
Man, the seat is tough though. I ain't gonna lie. Them seats is tough. Them seats is fire.
But I was genuinely impressed.
Bro, what is this, bro? Oh my god. Like, what are we? Oh my god, bro. What is this, bro? This is a BMW we're talking about, bro. This is a BMW we talking about, bro. This don't look like a BMW.
When I came inside, and I'm not gonna try to fake it now, but I really was like, wow. So I don't even know where to start to ask you questions.
It's a fucking Tesla, bro. What the fuck? What is this, bro?
So I'm gonna let you
Shit is
give
fucking
me everything you have.
crazy.
All right. So let's talk about eyes on the horizon. So
Panoramic vision.
Exactly. And you know, it's
Panoramic vision is what they call this nonsense. Panoramic vision. I don't want this. I don't want this, bro. Get this shit the fuck up out of here, bro. Like, really, comment down. I said comment down below. I forget we on the stream. Chat, like, what do y'all like? Do y'all really rock with this chat? Do y'all really prefer this chat? Let me know if I'm tweaking. Let me know if I'm the only one that's like being very, very harsh on this. Being very, very critical of this. This is what really is gonna turn me away from this vehicle and from this generation of M's and new BMW models. If they all consist of this, I can't get with this. I can't. The exterior look, like I said numerous amount of times, I can grow towards. I think I can grow towards appreciating it and enjoying it and liking it for its own unique ways. This I cannot. This I cannot. I can't do it. I can't, bro.
It's controllable and all the
This
metrics
is
and things
ridiculous,
like that,
bro.
like
And it's
you would expect.
M-tuned,
It is M-tuned.
meaning different graphics and all of it.
Exactly, and we're
Okay.
going to come back to it in just a second.
Okay.
When I show you, for example, on the steering wheel, you see
Okay.
these red lines on the shifter paddles
Mm-hmm.
and the red mode buttons,
Okay.
and this new feature here, which is an M toggle shifter. So this is really
Okay.
defining what direction the car goes.
Okay.
So these are haptically colored in red.
Okay.
And it's haptically colored in red because we want to give the driver the indication of exactly where they explicitly control the car.
Okay.
So they change the behavior of the car with these areas. But the cool thing with this also, with this red on the shift paddle, you see it continues on
Mm-hmm.
into the heads-up display with those converging lines.
Yeah, yeah.
And those converging lines kind of they're almost like perspective lines toward the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, put your foot on the accelerator, my friend.
Okay. All right. He's gonna start now.
I peeped the Pepsi, the Pepsi Rolly.
Is it a V8 sound or a 6-cylinder sound or?
Electric
It's
sound.
a bullshit
It sounds
sound.
like a.
But look,
So you're
look,
getting the
when you really give
RPMs.
it some power,
The fuck are we
what's happening
doing,
with the
bro?
color?
Like, this the shit that blows mine too, bro. If we're gonna make an electric vehicle, which again I'm not for, but if you're gonna make an electric vehicle, let it be electric. Why do we have it being electric with fucking artificial sounds? We don't need this. I don't need to be in an EV and I need it to sound like an engine. If I got an EV, it's because I want it to be an EV. If I want it to sound like an engine, I'm gonna go buy an engine vehicle. You get what I'm saying? I don't need these artificial sounds that don't even sound like an engine. Like, let's make it make sense. Let's make it make sense. Stop trying to bring the two together. They don't come together. They don't. Like, that's like, I'm just keeping it as 100% as possible. Like, we got to stop this. It's two separate fields. Keep it like that. There's no in between. There just is no in between. It does not work. Like, we seen it with the Dodge, with the new Dodge Chargers. We seen it with the new Dodge Charger EVs. It does not work. You're not gonna get people who prefer the engine versions of these vehicles transitioning over to purchase the EV versions because of these little things that you're trying to add in to make a case for it and to bridge the gap. It's not going to work. It has not worked and it's not going to work. I'm very curious to see what these numbers, what the sales numbers are gonna look like for these. Very curious to see, because I don't know, man. BMW has struggled with their EV vehicles as well too. The only ones that have really moved like that, I think were the i4s. I think the i4s moved a lot. The iX to a certain extent, but again, it's those rebates. Those rebates, depending on what the price tag is gonna look like on this, we're talking about entry level models, right? We're talking about base models, and an i4 and an iX, even the i5 if we want to throw that in there. But the i5s I don't see as much. This right here, this is not a base model. This is not an entry level vehicle. This is an electrified M3. This shit is gonna be priced very, very high. Probably gonna be probably the MSRP for the vehicle is probably gonna be like $90,000. Is somebody gonna spend $90,000 on this EV? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm very curious to see what the production looks like in terms of how much they're gonna produce, and then what that turns out to be in regards to the sales numbers. Very curious to see. Very curious to see, because a true car enthusiast is not purchasing this vehicle, and this seems like a car for true car enthusiasts. Somebody who just wants an EV, right, to play their role in terms of bettering the environment for the world and such. They're not gonna purchase this vehicle. They're not. They're gonna go get themselves a base model EV, right? Whether it's from BMW or outside of BMW, because we know who's the front runner in EVs right now. It's always been and probably will always be Tesla. So, and Tesla, and again, Tesla does a good job of even creating their performance versions of the EVs. They keep them shit simple. They're not trying to do all this crazy shit to then price it at a crazy price. They not. They not. And again, what allows them to sell those performance versions of their EVs is that their whole manufacturer stems off of it being EVs, right? Tesla, all Tesla, what would I call them? Supporters, all Tesla consumers, people that ride hard for Teslas, right? They support that field. That's what they got themselves into. That's what that manufacturer only produces. It's EVs, right? Same thing with like a Rivian, same thing with like Lucid, right? It's only EVs. So people that automatically support that manufacturer, their chances are they're willing to go get a Plaid. They're willing to go get a Cybertruck, regardless of the price, because again, they know what they get themselves into. A BMW fan, a consumer, a long-time consumer of BMW, is not going to take this change very, very kindly. They're not gonna be very eager to want to purchase this vehicle, especially if it's priced at a very, very high number, because it's not what they're used to, right? It's not what they love BMW for. They love BMW for all of the performance vehicles that have been made that don't consist of any electric components. Even the hybrid additions to some of the vehicles that we've seen over time, right? Like, look at the M5. The M5 having a hybrid component. They didn't take that very kindly, right? You don't like that. They don't like that, even though it's put in a position where it's producing some of the most power that the vehicle is produced, that the M5 line has produced so far, they still don't like that. They don't like that for various reasons. One of them is the weight, right? The weight distribution on that vehicle, all stemming from that battery to a certain extent. They don't like that. They don't like that. Rightfully so. Again, they never grew towards BMW because, oh, I like EVs. No, that's never been a thing. That's never been a thing. So again, it's gonna be tough to try to sell these vehicles, especially when it's gonna be hiked, in terms of the price. So I'm very, very much looking forward to, seeing those numbers, those breakdowns. Um, yeah, let me know, chat. Let me know if I'm tweaking. I know I'm like very passionate about this, but again, it's just I love BMWs, bro. And to see them taking this, it's changing direction. It hurts a little bit. It hurts a little bit, because I don't think I could support this, the way I've supported all the other stuff. Like I said, I've came around to the G80. I've came around to the G90. Um, I don't know if I'll come around to this, man. I don't know if I can come around to this. The look, though, again, the look on the exterior, it looks good. I'm not gonna lie, it looks good. It looks good. I'm very close to saying that it looks beautiful. It looks good though. Um, the interior, horrendous, hideous. Aside from the seats look beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. Everything else though, when we're looking at the dash, hideous. And then again, it's an electric car, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not against electric cars, but I'm not a fan of them. So I wouldn't spend my money on an electric vehicle. Truth be told, So especially at this component,
That I
M3.
just talked about is transitioning to purple.
Gotcha.
Get these sounds, bro.
So purple is
Shit is
together
ridiculous.
with blue, natural color of
Okay.
electricity, so it makes sense.
Let's see if you can catch that,
Yeah.
maybe. Got it. Oh, look
Yeah,
at that.
yeah. But purple also is the signifier color in motorsports for fastest lap time, fastest sector time.
Okay.
So there's a meaning to how we're using
Behind
it
that.
and the relationship to the power that the driver puts into it.
Gotcha. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Um,
And you also have like a fastest lap
yeah,
there.
so
I
you've got
see a
fastest
sector
lap times,
position.
sector times,
Mhm.
positions, temperature. You've got weather indication. So that's all heads up because it's important that the driver doesn't change their focal point, when going at such high speeds.
Mhm.
Something like this, which is more like an ambient layer,
Mhm.
obviously isn't intended really to be looked at when really focused driving.
I ain't gonna
happens, but
lie.
there is a
Yo,
chance.
the car on here, bro. Yo, the car on here. Let me bring this back a little bit because I want to be positioned right in the center.
Which is more
Yo, the car on here.
like an ambient.
This shit look like a fucking Roblox vehicle or a vehicle on fucking Rocket League. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's just like a fake ass car, bro. Still look weird, bro. It look weird. It's not bad though. It's not bad. Exterior is not bad though. I know I keep on coming at it a little bit, but it's not bad. It's not the worst. Not the worst.
Layer.
Mhm.
It's not the
Obviously,
worst. We see Mercedes do the
isn't
worst.
Intended really to be looked at.
Mercedes, y'all did the worst. I ain't gonna lie. BMW didn't do too bad on this. I ain't gonna lie. On the exterior look, it's not too bad compared to that AMG GT that we seen, the C class. I'm not even gonna hold y'all against the C class because the regular i3 is horrendous too. The C class is worse though. Ferrari, oh my god, we're not even gonna talk about that because y'all not even the BMW's not in the same league as y'all. But just talking with in terms of the comparison as with Mercedes, man, bro, that AMG GT, and I know it's not the direct competitor to the M3, obviously. But damn, this shit is, oh my god, bro. Like what the? Come on,
when
bro.
really focused driving happens. But there is a chance here to change fundamentally some of the settings on the car. So, for example, brake bias is usually my favorite one just because you put more rear brake into the car and you can rotate it easier, right?
Gotcha.
So
Very
here
cool.
you can change the behavior of the car as well. And it's, again, that red kind of haptic.
That's
coating.
tough.
But
That's tough. That's tough. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. If they can take all these components and insert this into the engine version of the vehicle,
driving this thing.
it'll be good.
We've got
And
the
if they can
M-cockpit
take
mode.
away
When
the
it's reduced, color goes away. Only
they can take away
vital
that
statistics are
dash.
here, but really
Give me an
you're
actual
focused forward.
speedometer. It'll be good,
Alright, so
man.
let me see what else. I mean, seats.
Seats,
Clearly, bucket seats with natural
again,
fiber.
The seats look fire.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
You also
The
got
seats look
the
fire, man.
four-point
You got
harness
the
bar you
harness
said
bar
behind it.
across so that this car can truly be driven in the way
The
that
seats are
it's,
tough.
it's intended.
This is cool.
Yeah.
The seats are
And
tough.
the red colors, of course. Motorsport.
The
We've
seats
got
are
the-
tough, man. With the
also
harness
two
on it, shit's tough.
Buckets at the rear.
Yeah, and we can step out and we'll take a look at that because I actually want to open the doors there.
Okay.
But before we move there, so once again, use of Alcantara. Is this,
This is
Alcantara?
Newberg.
No. Oh,
Yep,
Newberg. Okay,
yep.
so Newberg. Okay,
It's leather,
okay,
but it's not Alcantara.
gotcha.
Yep.
And
That is Heart of Joy.
Heart of Joy, okay.
That you're familiar with from other Neue Classic
Mhm.
cars, but it has an M tuning and calibration, which is designed to work together with the 4 electric motors and
Mhm.
make this thing really fly.
concept cars, of course, you have this cool thing, right? This is very, very
Yeah.
cool mirror holder, I guess.
Take every chance we can to reduce, but also at the same time make it pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anything else up front that we should know? Looking around, trying to absorb everything.
Yeah, it's all about driving with this car. That's why it's,
Screen driver oriented a little bit.
yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And you'll notice like when we hop out, but you can see it a tiny bit here, like you see the perforations for the speakers. It's
So,
actually, again,
M.
3 segments. And
Of course,
yeah,
of course.
I like that. I like that.
It's everywhere now. But that's kind of cool. Okay, so
Yeah.
signifying the M logo once again, and then once again, this is like Nubbuck, right there.
Yep.
Feels nice, but similar design on the scene that we have today, but I guess with a little bit few changes, typical to M. Cool.
That steering
Should we
wheel,
open
I ain't gonna lie, this steering wheel is not as bad. I know I've been very critical of the recent steering wheels that we've seen through different leaked images. This one is not as bad. Not as bad. That 4-spoke that we've seen, or I don't know if it would be considered 4 spokes, but the one that has the top spoke in the middle, that ain't that. That ain't that. That ain't that. This is not as bad. This is not as bad.
Rear. Let's see
do it.
if I can get out. This is always the hardest part for people that are tall, and especially being a concept car, I gotta be more careful. So I'll do that. All right. 3 dots from M.
There you go.
The angle a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is fun. And then just pull out here. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. All
So
right.
again,
bucket seats.
corresponding bucket seats in the rear. You
Come
can
on,
see the
cameraman,
strut
give us
bar
a better
from
angle,
the-
gang.
From the harness bar going through, because structurally it's actually required. But the important thing here about
Oh,
the
shit.
reason why we're actually celebrating the rear
Mhm.
occupants here just as much as the front is that I think when you look at an M3, for example, it's nearly supercar type of performance.
Yeah.
But with a practicability that 4 seats allow, right? And 4 doors also. And so we wanted to make sure that this concept, which is really a vision toward our entire portfolio, takes the opportunity, though, to pronounce again that kind of unique situation for the M3 and make sure that we celebrate the rear like the front.
And since you said that it's drivable, then I'm assuming they put this on for some hot laps. If you want to give people some hot laps, they gotta put the harness on.
You got to
This car probably has a lot of power,
You
But
gotta
let me
get
ask
in
you,
there, my friend.
I gotta make that happen. Actually, hot lap would be amazing in this car.
Yep.
From a custom perspective, do you think like they would be willing to embrace also a
I ain't
combination
gonna
where you have,
lie.
like bucket seats like in the back?
That red, look at the way this shit is sitting. I ain't gonna lie, that shit is sitting mean, y'all. That fitment, maybe just bringing it out a little bit more. But man, look at the suspension level right here. Wow. The exterior look is growing on me. I definitely like the way the rear looks. In terms of the interior. I love the bucket seat addition right into the rear seats. Similar to like a CS model, right, when we're looking at the M5s. I
Because
like
seen
it. I like it. It's that front interior, that dash I'm not a fan of. And then of course it being an electric vehicle.
in the M5
but-
CS, and initially people were like,
It's
I
not
don't know,
looking
but
bad,
now they
man.
love it.
It's
They
not
feel
looking
like
bad.
It's so special. Do you think this is something that customers will like appreciate in a normal car?
They could, absolutely. I mean, depending on their priorities, because
If you want a
Let's say-
family car or you want a
the full bench
Yeah.
obviously has its benefits as well. But if it's really about supportive seating arrangement, obviously this is the way to go. Yeah, depends how if you know your driver
Yeah.
well enough and
if you trust them,
then-
yeah, exactly, or her,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, so let me close it. Be very gentle. Before we wrap this up, let me ask you this more on a personal note. I know you moved from the US to Munich 2 years ago.
Now, looking at the design, right? Looking at everything in its entirety, right? And taking it for what it is, an EV, right? Taking it for what it is, an EV, right? Um, I think it's a great EV. I think it's one of the the best looking EVs that we've seen. When we're looking across the entire board, right? The entire playing field. This is one of the best EVs that we've seen. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Um, Let me know if I'm tweaking, but this is one of the best EVs that we've seen. And the interior, right, which I'm very, very critical of for an EV, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. As an EV, I would give this an 8 out of 10. I ain't gonna lie. And overall, right, I would give it an 8 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 overall, considering it, again, to be an EV. So not bad. Slowly but surely growing on me, as I've stated numerous amount of times, that it will. Just, again, not a fan of the dash, the interior portion, the dash interior portion. But considering that it's an EV, I would take that with a grain of salt and have some grace with my opinion on that.
Spend a lot of time with this car. What does it mean for you as a designer to have like a clean slate when you come to the next step in the BMW M brand, which is electrification? Like, how this project excites you?
Right. I would describe it as it's a generational opportunity. You know, it's not so often that an amazing brand like M with such established icons reinvents itself from a powertrain standpoint. And to be a part of that is fantastic. As you know, I was responsible for race car design for motorsport before. So for me to give that infusion of the motorsport perspective into the generation of forthcoming production cars has been fantastic. And it really does make, born on the racetrack, made for the streets, true.
Yeah. Is it still challenging for you? Because coming from the motorsport world, you've clearly dealt a lot, like you said, with the performance of the car, which is maybe more important than the design in that perspective. But when it comes to this car, was it more challenging for you to like wrap the design around the technology? Because I don't know the horsepower. I have an idea overall what the car like this could produce, and it's a lot. Does that influence your design process a little bit?
The character of the car and the powertrain is absolutely central to how we would approach something. So of course we get a package, which is, in a typical sense, all the known dimensions. But we also come to understand, like, how is this thing going to behave, and what are the main contributors to that behavior? Like these 4 electric motors on the corners, for example.
Yeah, I need to hit the performance numbers. I need to hit those
let's
numbers.
pull these fenders out, not only because it looks
what we're looking at for horsepower.
it shows where the power is. And
what are we looking at?
BMW's
on the line, the takeoff, right?
Showing where the motor was
0 to 60
is a big part of it. And so, in a way, it's an evolution. It's a
generational
change. Yeah. But at the same time, it's authentic because it has the relationship to the powertrain.
Gotcha. Well, Michael, thank you so much for this overview. I guess when this video comes out, we might be able to see it on the track. If we can, I'll leave it in. If not, we're gonna stop there. But honestly, I can't wait to see it in real life, because it's one thing when you see it in a studio that's kind of closed off, you don't get the proportions. But I can only assume that seeing this one like on the track, it will look absolutely.
The rear looks amazing, man. Just look at it from right there. We cut this shit off. We stop right here. That rear, and I know y'all can't see it real good because I'm blocking it. There it is. That rear looks amazing. I can't lie. Just looking at it from right here, it looks amazing. It looks good. It don't look bad. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and be very critical of what I think looks good. It don't look bad. It don't look bad, y'all. It does not look bad. Does not look bad. I think BMW does it again.
And seeing people's reaction, because
a
I was
controversial look to a vehicle, but over time just grows on people. Just grows on people.
It's
I think they did it again. I ain't gonna lie.
The future looks quite interesting for you guys, so I'm sure we'll see some interesting things in the future.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you as always.
Thank you for coming out.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Guys, this was the BMW M Concept Neue Klasse. We'll have a lot more on this from Le Mans in the next few days, so stay tuned.
All right. My brothers over at BMW Blog. Appreciate y'all as always, man. Appreciate y'all as always. Being able, to be some of the first to give us some Inside scoop on new BMW details. I want to know the performance numbers on this vehicle. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick.